Once again, you wait and wait and wait and wait and wait until an email arrives telling you they decided to go with something completely different. By now, months have passed and your original idea is looking a bit stale, so in a pathetic bid to spruce it up, you work in some stupid fad you read about in a magazine that afternoon and take it to yet another channel, this time a major commercial hitter. They won't even consider it without a major name attached, so it's out with Barry Shitbees and in with Ant and Dec. They also want to make your idea accessible to their imaginary audience of idiots, but by now you've lost so much dignity you're in a trance, so you just concur and nod and do as they say. That evening you have a nightmare in which you crouch in an alley giving blowjobs for pennies while the theme from This Is Your Life plays in the background. What could it possibly mean? It's still troubling you the next day as you sit in reception alongside someone with a similar idea which looks slightly better than yours. Finally, you're told, sorry, they've spent their budget for this round, there's no more slots, and they're trying to go up market, and your idea's just a bit too dumb. By now, your job's on the line, the execs are screaming at you, and you don't give a f*** anymore about anyone or anything. So you call on some obscure satellite channel you've never even heard of and try and flog it to them. Here you're asked to literally rub shit all over your idea and turn it into a vehicle for some reality TV star.
But it's not even an idea you recognise anymore, and that's not the only problem.
No, because you've also got to cut all the best bits out of your idea because they want 150 episodes and they've only given you a budget of 27 pence. Worse still, you can't hire enough staff, so everyone involved in making it has to work insane hours that make them cry round the clock and despise you. Congratulations, you've become an exploitative telly scumbag. Eventually, your bastardised, rehashed idea finally makes it on air, at which point everyone who tunes in thinks it's shit!
Oh, don't believe it. Get off that fucking telly! Don't fucking waste my money!
Inevitably, the ratings crash through the floor, and then to cap it all, some smug dough-faced Lawrence Fishburne lookalike on BBC 4 rips it apart using selective footage and witlessly puerile so-called criticism. At the end of the day, this programme's a load of built up by
And there lies your idea, dead as a dodo's doornail, messed around, shat on and despised. Was it ever any good to start with? It doesn't matter, because you will never, ever know. And that's exactly how TV works.
Anyway, as soon as I got the green light, it was just a question of attaching some talent. But we couldn't find any, so we went with Brian Dowling, from Big Brother, of course, and Beverly French from Nowhere. They're a joy to behold. Look at them. The chemistry between those two was very, very special. Nearly everything they said was gold dirt. I think people assume a lot of the stuff between Brian and Bev on the Mint was scripted, you know, but they improvised nearly all of it. Brian and Bev were as natural as being curious about dogging. It's like watching Richard Gere and Julia Roberts in Pretty Woman, except better, because you can win big cash prizes for the price of a 60p call, which you couldn't if you were watching Pretty Woman, of course.
Hello, Sue, how are you?
Also,
Sue, are you
Beverly's apparently not a prostitute.
So do I.
Thanks to its popularity on DVD, Matt Groening's quirky and excellent Futurama has been resurrected after several years off. Good news for cartoon fans throughout the universe. So to celebrate, here's a look at some other animations available on Shiny Shiny Disc. First, La Linea, a charming 70s Italian cartoon which used to pop up at random intervals on BBC Two. Every episode revolved around an anonymous figure constructed from a single line, perpetually frustrated by his own animator. It's available on DVD if you go snooping around the German equivalent of Amazon and the like. Next, the anarchic, hilarious world of Tex Avery, possibly the finest cartoon director ever, responsible for countless laugh-out-loud moments. Thanks to the magic of the internet, you can order a superb box set of his work from France, and I command you to do so. Thirdly, Samurai Jack, a strikingly stylised labour of love from Powerpuff Girls creator Genndy Tartakovsky, which originally aired on the Cartoon Network. An odd blend of sci-fi and Japanese cinema, it's unique, funny and often weirdly hypnotic. Finally, a cartoon that isn't a cartoon, but a video game, Loco Roco on the Sony PSP, which is brilliant. It's like playing your way through an obscure Spanish 70s animation with a smile on its face, and it's proof that anyone who says video games are less inventive than TV is a dribbling buffoon. For this programme, I asked internet animator David Firth of FatPie.com to do us some animations. He did this.
Attention young ladies, sooner or later you'll be stung by the bee of womanhood, twice. And those little bee stings are going to need a couple of delicate nests to develop in. That's why we're here to offer Twinkle Tits training bras. Always a snug fit, that'll be Twinkle Tits. Our built-in stabiliser wheels should help you keep your balance with that new weight on board.
I'm all grown up now, Daddy.
Don't worry about crows coming down to peck your buds. At the touch of a button, shoot 'em down with a built-in rifle. It looks like he's crowing down. But don't be put off by the violence. We here at Twinkle Tits believe in reincarnation, so his soul will be Sorry, we're going to have to stop this right here. Our specialists ran it through the yes-no machine, and apparently it's not up to standards.
Imagine a world run by children. What would that be like, eh? Well, actually, you don't have to imagine it. There's a computerised reconstruction running on Channel 4. The Ute focus of Hollyoaks sets it apart from the other soaps. While they seem to be set in some unspecified period of the past, Hollyoaks is set very slightly in the future, in a suburb of Chester twinned with Logan's Run. In fact, sometimes it's so futuristic it looks like a video game, specifically the video game The Sims. Seriously, this is the bloody Sims! Look at it! Look! Apparently there's a cheat code somewhere that lets you play as Phil Mitchell. What's more, to my wizened old eyes, the cast looks so young they're practically fetuses. Oh yeah, like he has to shave. Teens being teens, a lot of the talk in Hollyoaks revolves around sex, although because it goes out in a pre-watershed slot, they have to resort to euphemism.
Maybe I'll give you a hand.
Sounds good.
You might need a big strong boy to pass you a drill.
Or someone to give me a nice, long, firm raw plug.
Can't wait.
Yeah, and then you can come all over my chisel. There are a few grown-ups, but they only seem to be there to be bothered by the cast of teen toddlers.
Get a room. Oh, that didn't say we're only talking.
Is this where you worked?
Can we just turn that off and put it down?
Why don't you take a break?
You go. You haven't even had your lunch yet.
Mom.
It's not just the cast who are modern, so's the direction. It's full of musical sequences and whizzy camera work.
Right, that is it.
Whoa.
I knew you'd call me back. I just knew it. It's all fixed. All you have to do is turn up at the prison. 1 o'clock on Monday.
I think I once saw something like that projected at an orbital gig. It doesn't help that they've also hired an anthrophobic cameraman who can't bear to stand in the same room as the cast themselves.
My exam? Yeah, it went great, thanks.
Anyway, one of the worst things about Hollyoaks is the incidental music, which is incredibly annoying. Sometimes it's too much for the characters themselves to bear. Despite its youth, Hollyoaks feels strangely airless and empty, with lots of echoey sound and underpopulated locations. That's not their fault really, that's just a low budget. Sometimes it feels a bit like a non-broadcast pilot that's been running for 11 years by mistake, and it has moments that even its most ardent fan couldn't describe as, well, wicked. I can't even do that thing.